All right. So we are going to be talking about quite a few things today. Primarily, our focus is on expanding your real estate business in today's awesome market and how to get into the Real Estate Millionaires Club. So, what you're going to be learning today is quite a few things. First of all, let's chat real fast about Facebook. Um, just so y'all know, Facebook is not going anywhere. But it is forever changing. This past year, we've absolutely seen some significant differences in the algorithms and the way Facebook is doing business, primarily with the real estate market. It has become a lot harder for people to advertise with real estate. The reason being is because real estate is considered a specialty market, and if it is not done properly or correctly, then your ads will probably be rejected. If not, you're not going to have a lot of traction when it comes to putting your content out there. One of the things that has become really hot in the market today is groups. Groups, I will always tell everybody to join groups, especially if you are in the luxury sector of real estate. You are going to want to join as many groups as you possibly can in the hobby categories such as golf, tennis, luxury cars, sports cars, things of that nature. Why is that? Because the luxury homeowners are going to be on those channels. So you should be posting on groups every single day amongst posting to your regular business pages. Now, the other thing that you're going to be learning today is how to manage social media and get that social media presence out there without adding any more to your daily demands. If you are a busy real estate agent, as you know, taking extra time out every single day to post to all of your channels is tedious, but it's also something that's necessary. And you're going to be learning a few things about how to manage all of your time as far as making sure that you're building a beautiful brand and online presence out there. If you're somebody who's still knocking on doors to get listings, that will shock me, but primarily, you know that that's not the way to get into the Millionaires Club today. So the real estate market has really changed. We know that today's real estate is hot, it's on fire. Even though they claim that there is a housing shortage, the agents that I work with, my clients are doing extremely well because they know how to work the system. So, the other thing that you're going to be learning today is about balancing your time. When you are managing an online marketing campaign, you also have to figure out how to help your clients with their listings, showings, how to market that property or market your homes that you're selling. So the real estate sector is very, very different, primarily because of diversity. Now, one of the biggest changes that we've experienced over this past year is rejections. If you are somebody who's tried Facebook ads and they've been rejected, you may have experienced a page warning. Facebook is now going to a different level with this. And basically, if you get rejected more than 5 times, they could potentially shut down your page. And so if you built a following of, let's say 500 plus clients or, people that are following you on your Facebook page, then that's going to be gone and you're going to have to start all over. And I'm sure that's probably something that you don't want to do. Now, let me tell you, I have worked with tons of real estate agents, and the common theme that everyone seems to have is they don't have time to bother with an online presence. I hear this every day from agents that just don't know how to manage to figure out how Facebook even works, much less be able to post content on there that's original, that's organic, that is going to bring them some results. Time is money, right? We all know that. Managing time is by far one of the hardest aspects of any real estate agent's their daily tasks. So who this webinar is for. So this webinar is not for everybody. This is for agents who are already making good money, but they don't want to sacrifice their time for their social media or to build an online presence. They are busy with their showings and selling properties. And so they want to delegate their tasks of building their online business more, but they don't want to take the time out to do it. So this is for you. The other people that this webinar is for is those of you who are sick of spending money on ineffective marketing that brings you no new buyers, no listings. Marketing agencies, marketing professionals that are out there, a lot of times they overpromise and underdeliver. So we're going to be talking a little bit more about that in a little bit, but I'm going to tell you, my promise to you is that there is no secret sauce. There is no, high technology or anything like that that's going to bring you fast results. The deal is, if you work hard, you're going to see a return of investment. I am also here to give you my undivided attention. I work with a small book of business for a reason, because you're paying me to take care of your marketing for you. I'm always available to you. And I'm also a consultant. Most consultants charge about $500 per hour in the marketing world. When you work with me, I'm always going to be available to consult with you and to talk to you about different methods of marketing, whether it's online or whether it's email marketing or some other form of marketing tools. So again, it's just really simple. If you do the work, you're going to see the results. So here we go. It's time to get real. The deal is, I'm in the state of Colorado, and there are over 26,000 licensed real estate agents in my state. So I'm going to ask you, and if you're watching this video and you live in another state, that's probably somewhere around the same number, but how are you going to compete with other real estate agents? How are you going to make sure that you're the one who's not losing out on listings? So, the reality is that, again, there's no, you've got to keep up with the technology. There's no secret sauce. You have to keep up with technology. You have to keep up on the rules that are always changing with social media if you're going to win. The pandemic really changed things for a lot of the real estate market, as we all know. Most people just exploded. There's never been in history a better time to be in real estate. But the way we do things now is a lot different. Instead of going and knocking on doors, you're probably going to be more effective if you know how to reach people through an online presence. Let's face facts. Everybody has a cell phone these days. Everybody's on social media, at least at one or two channels. So how do you reach those people? You have to have that sink or swim attitude. We are also about to embark on a very crazy economy. So my question for you is, what's your game plan? What are you going to do to keep your business going? There's no fake promises here. You may be thinking, oh, I don't need this, but in all reality, you do need this, because we all know that people are going to be looking for your services through multiple channels. Now, a lot of times people get referrals, which is great. That's awesome. But here's the thing. Greg Luther puts it very well. Would you pay $1,000 for a $15,000 commission? It's a no-brainer, right? So if you're waiting to see what's going to happen in the market, or you're thinking, oh, well, I can start this next year, here's the thing. You're missing out on golden opportunities that exist out there. But also, the reality is, you can't go around the world with a cord to take gas. It's just never going to happen. So if you're at this stage of your life where you're asking yourself, what am I doing? We have a picture of a girl on the scale. If you've ever worked out before and you're 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 interested in losing weight, but you're only working out 1 day a week and you're eating really bad food, chances are you're not gonna see much results, right? Can you imagine if a big corporation thought to do their marketing in the same way? They only did a little bit of it instead of a lot of it. Uh, Major brands out there, they're constantly marketing. We're constantly seeing things through our feed or hearing things on TV or on the radio. This is there's no, no secret to it. It's marketing. If they don't know you exist, you're not going to make any money. So if you're done spinning your wheels and trying to figure out how social media works, or you've been like on what they call suck island because everything you've been doing isn't working, then this is definitely going to be a webinar you want to pay attention to. Um, there's people that are out there that have their real estate license, but there's either hobbyists or there's career minded people. So what are you? Are you a person who's made real estate your career, or is this just a hobby for you? You're just interested in selling one property a year, or you're interested in selling a couple properties a month? If you're not seeing your business scale because of lack of time, knowledge, or creativity, then we need to talk. The other thing is, a lot of agents out there, they rely on referral business, which is, nothing's wrong with that. Some people do very well, but the majority of the agents out there do not do that. So you can't really get mad at your friends and family if you find out that they've listed with someone else. Now, if you're kind of feeling trapped, let me tell you a little story. Recently, I was reading some feed on Facebook, and it was a real estate agent. She was very upset because she found out that one of her family members went to another real estate agent and decided to list with another real estate agent. Now, you should never, ever, ever rely on your friends and family to make your income. They're not going to do it for you. If you're feeling trapped, there's no way out because you haven't been able to figure out how to get listings and how to really build your brand or your business, you can't rely on the friends to do it. You've got to find other ways to do it. And if you're doing your marketing effectively, there should be no reason for you to trust or rely on friends and family to help you grow your business. My clients do not get into this area where they're stuck. We are always seeking problem solving solutions. We're always looking to make sure that the content that we're putting out there is informative, it's educational, it's eye catching, and it's something that their clients will relate to. So the biggest problem that you have right now is time is ticking. And everybody is waiting for this bubble to burst. And I sold loans way back in 2008. Is there going to be a bubble bursting? Of course it is. What goes up must come down. But you need to make sure that you're getting enough properties listed and sold before that happens. And the people that you hire to do your marketing, if they're not getting your brand out there in your community, you're going to see other agents that are going to get the listings that should have been yours. So there's no quick fixes here. Marketing isn't free, even if you do it yourself. I get a lot of agents that say, well, I just do my own marketing. Well, then they're upset because they're not seeing any results. But at the end of the day, even when you do your own marketing, it's going to cost you time. Time is of the essence. I market my own business. Right now, you're watching a webinar that you probably found online somehow. But if I don't market, I'm going to lose to my competition. You're going to go with another ad agency or marketing agency, and you won't want to work with me. So even I, as the marketer, has to market. Now, the thing is, it takes me time to do my own marketing, just like it's going to take you time. So if you don't have that time to figure this out, and I've been doing this for well over 8 years, then It's going to be a little bit of a rocky road for you. I'm sure you can agree. Now, let me just put some other things out there. Is your stomach flipping every time you're thinking about how you're going to survive as an agent? Are you able to retire as an agent? Has the education that you've received bringing you to a top agent level income? What about, are your bills getting paid every single month with a little extra money to spare? Or do you have an emergency fund to take care of you for months without any worry? Can you rely on cold calling and door knocking to fill your emergency fund? Probably not. So who am I? Well, let me just tell you my little story. I left a marketing job after being fired back in 2014. I'd already been thinking about starting my own business, but the advertising agency that I had worked at the time, which was a chop house at 3 o'clock every Friday afternoon, if your name was called down to the conference room, you were being let go. And one day that happened to me. And instead of me being upset, I was rather relieved, because every Friday it was rather grueling, wondering if it was going to be me on the chopping block. Nonetheless, I have worked around ad and marketing agencies for well over 8 years. I was a copywriter, a social media expert. I've been a video producer and a director. I've also worked in Hollywood, but I was a loan officer back in 2008, and I really understand the real estate business through and through because of working as a loan officer, and doing mortgages during that time was really amazing. But I got to work with a lot of real estate agents, and I really felt that I resonated with them. I come from a strong sales background. I sold cars when I was younger to pay for my college tuition. I was also, I worked for a major brand, Frigidaire Electrolux, as their sales expert, and I would go to the stores and train people on their product. I was product knowledge. So my education and my experience, my skill comes from not doing things that I learned out of a textbook. It's because I have hands-on training. So I am an industry professional. I'm a mentor for the state of Colorado for small business. And I get phone calls all the time, people that are asking me for advice on how to run their marketing and how to run their business. So I also do consulting, but I focus mostly on doing social media strategies for real estate agents. So here's the thing: you got to build a bridge and get over it if you've been having a tough time with your marketing stuff. Okay. You're not going to reach more people just by sitting around and doing nothing. At this point, you may have to even reinvent yourself. I've been there, done that. It's all up to you. What do you want? How do you want to spend your time? How much money do you want to make? Have you set goals for yourself? I have a pretty good idea of where I'm going with my future, and it's been an interesting journey as far as running my own business and now working for myself. But you can do the same thing. And if you're an agent who's already a professional, and you're already making money, and you want to keep that, you want to sustain that, it's time to get your resources together, right? So we all want financial safety and security, and we want to do it. We want to do what we love while we're making money. I think that's everybody's, favorite thing to imagine, but it's possible. With an average listing of $300,000, if you're in that category, your commission is going to run about 15,000. But how many times do you want to see that type of commission? I can tell you myself, from running my own business, that there's no better feeling doing what I want and getting paid fat for it. So I want you to be at that same exact level and not stress out about it. Now, what my clients are saying, this is an actual text from one of my customers. He sent me a text not that long ago. basically saying to slow down on my marketing. And I thought, oh my God, what happened? Did something go wrong? And he said, too many calls. Haha, joking. I'm getting slammed, which I love. And I said, I'm so happy to hear that. I love getting these types of messages from my clients, and I get this all the time. I have one agent right now that has already sold 4 homes, and we are just now getting into second quarter. He has 7 listings behind that. So he's going to do extremely well this year, but he also gets it. He gets marketing, he understands marketing, and he is constantly figuring out how to keep those wheels turning in his favor. I can tell you the biggest problem that most of you have is time. Time is of the essence. We are running out of time to take advantage of this great housing market. You're running out of time if you are trying to spend too much of your efforts trying to figure out how to use social media as your main tool, because that is time consuming. That's the biggest part, is to post on every single channel that's out there. You have to have the time to put the content together, to write the copy, to go and figure out all the hashtags. And there's just multiple parts to being having an online presence. If you don't have the time, then you're obviously going to be suffering. You're not going to be able to get a piece of this pie. The more touch points you have out there, the more people are going to get to know you and know what you do. So we all are facing changes. Giving up's not an option, right? If you want to expand your business, it's not going to happen without resources. Only we, me and you and I, can rebuild and secure our future. My dad used to say, if you want to eat, you got to go to work. I can tell you that I've had agents that I've worked with in the past that feel that when they turn their marketing over, that they're going to win the lottery. And that's not how this works. We have to work as a team together. And I'm a very valid part of your team because I'm constantly getting your message out there. I have to understand your brand. I have to understand who your clients are. I've asked agents questions in the past. Who do you sell to? Who is your main client? And they always say, oh, I want to sell everybody. Well, we know that's not going to happen. You have to really get laser targeted with who your actual clientele is going to be, because not everybody can afford a vacation home. Not everybody is wanting to have a condo. You have to really know how to reach those people, and you have to resonate with them. You also have to figure out ways that you are solving a problem for them. Selling is not selling, it's solving problems. Now, your biggest resource is going to be money, right? Like Greg Luther always says, you don't have an expense problem, you have an income problem. Because if something is going to flip a profit for you, then it really shouldn't matter. But you're going to have either passive income or residual income. So we're going to get into that. So each of the ways that I'm going to be talking to you about is going to be the pros and cons, the now money versus the later money. Again, are you a professional or are you a hobbyist? There's a big difference there. That once in a while sale versus the all the time sales, that's where you want to be. You want to be the person who's making sales every single month. You getting listings, tons of listings. So you're not ever having to scrimp to the bottom of the barrel to try to find something. And that's when people start to get very anxious. They're stressed out because the business just isn't turning a profit the way they want. So what's passive income doing? That's no work and you getting paid. So you may have to change your approach if you want to be a winner here. What's the definition of insanity? Keep doing the same thing and expecting different results. That's just not going to happen. But if you want that passive income where you're getting listings and you're having clients contact you, then you got to change the way you're doing things if that's not happening right now. Here's the pros. If you're doing your marketing right, you don't have to go work at another job. You don't have to take a part-time job just so you can stay in the game. You're going to have time to do what you love. And there's very little effort or work involved. So you can be looking at working with clients, networking, going out there and actually passing out your business cards, or figuring out what places you want to focus on for neighborhoods or that type of thing. But when you have a good marketing plan and you have a good person that's helping you put together the marketing and executing everything, then you're not going to have to put the work in, but you're going to see the results. So here's the cons. Real estate takes time to develop a base. I've heard agents tell me this before. If you're just getting started, then this may not be for you, because it's going to take you 30 years, so you think, or you have to figure out how to reach people so that they want to work with you. If you don't have any leads coming in, there's nothing to work. So let's just face that. There's, there's no secret to that. The luxury market is always on fire, folks. If you're not tapping into luxury right now, then you really need to figure out how to get into that game, because no matter what the economy's ever done, the luxury market has always sustained. Are you focused more on your buyers, or are you're focused more on sellers? If you don't understand how to take somebody who is eventually going to sell their house and first turn them into a buyer and turn this into multiple transactions, you don't know what you're doing. So you have to figure out what your offer is. If you don't have anything to offer, you're not going to be doing anything. Unless you're working your marketing and you're finding new prospects to work, your business is going to shrivel on the vine. So the agents who invest and who work are the ones who succeed. With homeowners only staying in their properties 8.17 years, you have to do something to constantly be in touch with them, because you're not going to be able to wait that long for another commission. So let's go into it again. Agents who work the system constantly fill their pipeline with new leads. There's multiple ways that you can do that. Now, I don't just do social media strategies for my clients. I help them with emails, postcards. Sometimes I'm helping out with video production. You name it, I pretty much know what to do and how to use it. So you've got to figure out, though, how you're going to build that pipeline and constantly get those new leads going, because that's the only way that you're going to get into that Millionaires Club. So pros, lead generation. That's constantly putting you in front of prospective buyers and sellers, right? If you have good offers, you're going to get leads and you're going to be a huge success. Again, you're competing with at least 23,000 licensed agents in your state alone. So what are you going to do to get out in front of those people and to stay on the top of their mind? Now, cons to lead gen. Leads are not always quality, right? If you've ever paid for a lead generation, you know that leads can cost anywhere from $46 to $400 if you're paying per lead. That depends on the agencies that you're going with. Chances are you're not going to know where the lead's coming from, how they got the leads. It could be something that is completely irrelevant to your business and what you do. And then when you have, pick up a phone and call somebody, they're going to say, well, I never filled anything out. I don't even know what you're talking about. Has that happened to you? The other thing is, hiring a lead generation company or freelancer could mean a significant investment of $2,000 to $20,000. So it's up to you. If you want to do lead generation, there is going to be a cost involved in it, because if you want quality leads, that's just what it takes. There's just, it's no secret again. Now, you have to nurture your business, right? You can't rely on any marketing company to do it all for you. I'm not going to sell a house for you. I will say that if you want your business to grow, you have to nurture your business. You have to keep feeding it. You have to keep feeding it full of prospects. It's the only way that you're going to survive. So you can get leads the hard way. You can knock on doors, you can bombard your friends, your family, previous clients, and most of the time they don't want your unwanted salesy information. You can join network groups like BNI or the Chamber of Commerce, which is nothing wrong with that, but they can be very costly, and they're also time consuming. You have to go to a meeting and you have to listen to everybody do their 5-minute sales pitch on what they want to sell to you, and most of the time they're not really giving you referrals or anything like that. Believe me, I know, I've been through a few of them. um, if you're stagnating from not having a plan, you have to have a game plan. You have to know who your target market is, and you have to go after those people. Not all people hang out in the same places. So if luxury is the area that you want to focus on, you have to figure out, where do the luxury people hang out? If they're online, most of them, I can tell you, Twitter is an excellent place to prospect, and so is LinkedIn. But you have to figure out how to turn these folks into multiple transactions. That's how most of these agents are doing their job and doing it well. So we're hearing that there's a housing shortage out there, and I say, meh. This is the hottest time to be in real estate. So much so that uh, investors in places like China and Dubai are investing in American properties. So if you have to understand that the market is what you make of it. You have to be able to turn over every single stone to find that person that wants to work with you, but they're out there. And so if you're going to sit and tell yourself, oh, I don't want to spend money on marketing, and because there's a housing shortage and I can't get properties right now and everybody's getting outbid and all that, that's all just messing with your head. You know that there's ways, that there's still people out there you can reach, because they still are looking for somebody to help them. There's still homes being sold and bought every single day. So my work experience, I'm an entrepreneur by trade. I have been working, I've worked in ad agencies, but I was doing a lot of work and I wasn't getting paid. And I wanted to find a fast track to getting myself out of corporate America. So the reasons why I wanted to do that, I wanted to have flexibility with my time. I wanted to wear my jeans to work instead of putting on my dresses and doing my hair, my makeup all the time, although I still do that. But here's the other thing. When you work for yourself, and even if you're working for a broker, you're still technically working for yourself. You can give yourself raises whenever you want. There is no capital or cap on how much you're going to make. It's totally up to you. You have to do it. It's up to you how much money you want to make. And when you're directly helping people, it's such a great feeling to be able to have somebody, just tell you how excited they are to move into their new home. You basically build dreams for people. The other thing, when you work for yourself, you get to travel to new places. Now, if you're watching this webinar and you live in another state, I can tell you I've traveled all over the place. I love to travel. I'm always up for coming and meeting somebody when it's worth time. So I know you're probably going through this and listening to it, and everybody's saying, listen, Eve, I've already done this, been to the rodeo, and I got the consolation prize. Well, if it didn't work for you or your friends and who did it, you're right. Most people fail. I know that what you're thinking. I've heard it all before. I've done Facebook leads. I've done Facebook marketing. It just doesn't work. It's no big deal to me. Well, if you're saying that, you're right. There are a lot of people who fail because they just don't understand how to do it right. There is a right way and a wrong way when it comes to doing social media. So a lot of agencies will promise you, these crazy limited markets like lead generation or landing pages are going to be the cure. A lot of times these are labor intensive or unproven strategies. They may have given you templates that you can do it yourself. There's a lot of agencies also that if you hire them, they go under because they're startups, and maybe they have a bunch of people who have never been professionally trained. I'm not somebody who comes from a marketing education. I am a business owner just like you. I am somebody who's worked in the business for a very long time. I've worked around a lot of different types of creatives, and marketing is not an easy thing to do, and it is very time consuming, but um, you have to find what's going to work best for you. So if you've got strategic training, simple systems to work with, proven leadership, and the right action, the only way to go up is up. You have to go up. Um, I usually start out with my clients. I do a discovery call and find out exactly what their laser targeted marketing is, like who are they targeting, who do they want to focus on, and then we put together a calendar that is the action plan. I make suggestions based off of experience of working with other agents and what I've seen works for them. I assist my clients as far as consulting with them every single month, and we go over numbers and proven strategies, and we look at what's working and we perfect the system together. Um, I try to keep things simple so that way then my agents are not worried or stressed out. We also have to make sure that your brand or messaging is being put out there properly. So I always want, everything to kind of come across easy. I'm not going to give you a bunch of marketing jargon. So I'm a proven leader and you are too. And if you take the right actions here, you're going to do one thing, you're going to scale up. And that's what we're talking about today. So is this right for you? Well, a lot of people do fail because they were set up to do so. Um, More people are afraid of success than they are of failure. And so that is part of the reason why so many people do not take steps into making sure that they don't become failures. And, the more people know that you exist, the more your chances are going to be that people are going to work with you. So agents can't take shortcuts. When you're taking shortcuts, you're not really putting in all your effort, and that means you're going back to being a hobbyist and not a professional. So with me, with my business, when I first started the Right Boutique, I became successful within a month and a half. I was making a 4-figure income from working from my home, and I didn't have to get another job because my marketing worked for me. So you are welcome to figure all this stuff out yourself, and you may lose more time and more money, or you can work with somebody who's going to fast track you into that successful area. I've done it. I'm proof that it works. I've seen my other agents do it as well. But you have the choice. It's up to you. Um, we always have choices in life, and whatever we choose is what the outcome is going to be. So I hope that you do make the right choice here. Now, I have set aside some time to speak with you personally about fixing your current reality or staying stuck for the rest of your life. Thing is most consultants will charge about $500 per hour to speak with you for the first time. But for me, it's worthwhile to not charge you so I can find out if I'm going to be able to work with you and if we have a good fit here. I don't work with everybody. I keep a small book of business for a reason. This way, then I'm able to be very selective about who I do work with because I do bring results, but I'm also somebody who wants to make sure that we're on the same page with where you're heading, because it won't make any sense for you to hire somebody to do your marketing for you and then you jump ship or bail when it's right in the middle of seeing some real results coming. So I need to see if you are a good fit, and also find out if you like the way I work and if I'm able to help you. So who is this for? Okay, first of all, you have to be committed. You have to be committed to shaking things up and making a big change. Because if you're not, then it goes back to insanity. It's nothing's going to, you're not going to see any difference in your income. So you have to be willing to invest in you. This is an investment in your business. It is not an expense. So if you're not serious about doing it the right way, then there's no way that you're going to jump from getting rich quick with some gimmick to gimmick. You've got to be looking for the next big thing. And the only way that you're going to find out if things work is to get your feet moving, right? So you can't just sit back stagnating. You have to really get out there and make a difference. So is this costing your sanity to stay where you are? What about your marriage, your partnership? Is it suffering because you're not making the money that you wanted to make? Do you want to travel more, but you don't have the cash to do it? What about your debt? Is the debt building up and, everything is getting knocked down? What about, are your kids growing up without you being there? Do you want to spend more time with them? If you have to go out and get another job because you're not making it in real estate, then you're taking extra time away from the kids. Can you live somewhere and anywhere you want in the world right now? That's what these millionaire clubs do. That's where you're going to be in. Is somebody you're going to be able to say, okay, I can live in Costa Rica if I want to and still do real estate. How much is it going to cost for you and your family if you're in the same place that you are in 10 years from now? So, how much longer are you going to wait to step into the life that you want? If you want to make $15 an hour, or do you want to make $15,000 in commissions every single time you sell a house? Do you want to retire? Do you want to get a new car? You've got to lay it out. How much is this all costing you to stay where you're at? So it's really, really important for you to start taking a look at what you've been doing, how it's going, and what you want to do to move forward. You've got to get that, oh my God, attitude. Okay. Here's the reality check. The average person only lives 71 to 71. Okay. Where are you in relation to this? Is time ticking for you? If we don't fix this now, you're only going to have one shot at it. And, otherwise it's kaputs. So the difference is, if you're not taking action to quit living these blasé lifestyles, you're just not going to win. Now, the agents who are out there that are doing it all the right way, they're getting those fat commissions. They're helping people get what they want and what they need, and that's what's ultimately making them happy. So let's lay out a plan for you. I want you to be the big boy or the big girl in charge of your time and your bank account. You got to rise out of the ashes here, because in order for you to succeed and get results, you need to take charge of your life right now. Okay, so what I want you to do next is you're going to click the button below, and we're going to set up a time for us to have a call and go over all of your marketing stuff, where you're at currently with it, where you want to head. We're going to help you put together a really solid plan. So that way, then you're going to start seeing these results. Furthermore, I hope that you enjoyed this webinar today. I hope some things resonated with you, and that you're ready to go out there and start making some serious cash.